If you've got the number 3 pick in your 2025 fantasy football draft, here's exactly how I'd build the perfect roster through the first 5 rounds. Round 1, CeeDee Lamb. Even with Dak Prescott missing most of last season, Lamb still finished as the wide receiver 8 overall. That tells you just how quarterback proof and volume driven he is. Now, with Dak back healthy and George Pickens added to the offense, defenses can't key on Lamb as much. And with the Cowboys projected to throw the ball over 600 times this year, Lamb is locked in as a top 5 fantasy wide receiver with a legitimate wide receiver 1 overall ceiling. Round 2, Chase Brown. This is where we find balance. Once Brown took over the Bengals backfield in week 4 last year, he was electric. Running back 7 overall from that point on, averaging over 18 fantasy points per game. Cincinnati didn't bring in any real competition, so this is his job. You're locking in a young, ascending back on one of the NFL's best offenses, exactly what you want as your running back 1 in round 2. Round 3, Josh Allen. At this point, you swing for positional advantage, and Allen is as safe as it gets. The reigning league MVP has finished as either the quarterback 1 or quarterback 2 overall for 5 straight seasons, averaging 22.6 fantasy points per game in 2024. That consistency at quarterback gives your lineup a weekly edge, especially when paired with an anchor wide receiver like Lamb and a bell cow back like Chase Brown. Round 4, Omarion Hampton. Here's where we add upside. Hampton steps into Jim Harbaugh's run-heavy scheme with the Chargers, and the fit is perfect. He might start the year splitting touches, but by mid-season, he has league-winning potential. Getting him in round 4 gives you a high upside running back 2 to pair with Brown while still leaving room for a monster breakout. Round 5, Devontae Smith. To round it out, we add one of the most consistent receivers in fantasy football. Smith has averaged over 15 fantasy points per game each of the last 3 years and finished as a top 20 wide receiver in points per game in all of them. He may not give you wide receiver 1 overall upside, but as your wide receiver 2 behind Lamb, he's the perfect reliable option to balance your roster.